Rasulullah represents the attitude of the Rahim, of the Khuluq al-Azim, of Rahma lil-Alameen, even through body language, through wiping. I was in the GP a couple of days ago, and I looked at a magazine. It talked about massaging babies and how significant it is to massage babies. And the article was long and talking about massaging and how to cuddle them and how to carry them. And at the end, it says what? It says, research studies made in the animal kingdom and cross-cultural studies show that, show what? Show that infants that are held, that are carried, that are massaged, are healthier. And please write the following under 2 red lines. And their societies are less aggressive and violent. Think about the bombing, and think about societies that are less aggressive and violent, and think about infants that are being kicked and beaten up and deserted, and think about infants that are being cuddled and massaged and kissed. And think after all that or before that about the Prophet ﷺ doing all that. That which stabilizes society and builds the emotional block in the character of the child. Think about that. So wiping on the head, and Rasulullah ﷺ did it. Abdullah ibn Ja'far, the one whose his father is only 11 years older than him. Abdullah ibn Ja'far radiallahu anhu says, and he was young at that time, مسح رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بيده على رأسي. I think 3 times. The child, and he's an adult now, is proud and boasting that Rasulullah wiped on his head. And he even remembers the numbers of wiping. Like a wife might remember very well how many times the husband have beaten her, have kicked her. A child also remembers how many times he has been kicked or beaten or kissed, cuddled or wiped. Abdullah ibn Ja'far remembers very well. But the Rasulullah, and this is what is interesting also, while wiping, he was making dua that Abdullah ibn Ja'far memorized. Abdullah Ja'far said, after he wiped, فَلَمَّا مَسَحَ قَالَ اللَّهُمَّ اخْلِفْ جَعْفَرًا فِي وَلَدِهِ. Because Ja'far, his father, died as a martyr, Rasulullah is making dua for his offspring, including Abdullah ibn Ja'far. What is fascinating is that Abdullah ibn Ja'far, after all these years, he remembers that the Rasulullah now who's dead, wiped on his head and wiped 3 times. And after wiping, he said this dua. You see how much a child can remember? Never say a child is too young to remember. Any verbal abuse, any fight between you as parents, he or she will register. I remember, and I'm sure that you do, when I was 5 or 6, I remember a lot of things. Not vividly, but I do remember. And you know, and you might know as people who might have studied psychology, that the memory, there is long-term memory and short-term memory. Long-term memory are these, one of the things where the memory becomes a long-term memory is that when the incident is unique or is associated with joy or pain. That's why they say to turn the Quran into long-term memory, you repeat it. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. One of the things to transfer the memory from short-term to long-term is repetition. But another way is to associate it with someone or something that is painful or enjoyable. I remember this music. I love this music. Not because of the music, but because the music was played when I was 20. Oh, I wish I was 20. Or if you are now married to your beloved one, oh, do you remember this music that we used to download from the internet when we were in love? Let's play it again. Isn't that right? So Rasulullah, what is he trying to do? He's trying to create what I call positive association with education. So he's educating you and giving you dua and hadith and Quran, but while kissing you and while wiping on your head and while smiling to you.